You are listening to day 13 of the Self-Love Challenge series here on Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast. On today's coaching, I'm going to share about how what we've been doing is not only self-love, but self-compassion. I'll explain what that means, how it takes it a step further, and how continuing this practice is going to help strengthen all of your other relationships. Welcome to the Self-Love Challenge series on Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast. I'm your host, Kelsey Sorensen, a former teacher, current homeschool mom, and certified life coach. Whether you teach in a traditional classroom or from your kitchen table, I'm here to help you not only survive, but thrive as an educator. Let's go on a self-love journey over these next 14 days so you can pour some of that same love you give to your kids, your families, your communities, to somebody who deserves it just as much, yourself. To get started with the free Self-Love Challenge, I recommend starting from the first episode and listening through each day. But to get the full challenge experience, go to wifeteachermommy.com/self-love-challenge to register for free to get the scorecard to track your progress, a daily email with the link to your audio coaching lesson, and your journal prompt. It is free, and registering will get you more support with the challenge. Now let's get to today's coaching lesson. Welcome back. We have just 2 more coaching lessons and you're already hit play on one of them. So you'll just be hitting play one more time and then this challenge will be complete. So we have been talking about self-love over the past 13 days now, but really the whole time we've also been dipping into self-compassion. The difference is that we're not just looking after only loving ourselves or improving our personal self-esteem, but also how it impacts our connection with others. Now, I mentioned her before on this challenge, but Kristen Neff is one of the leading researchers on self-compassion, and she wrote the book Self-Compassion that I read not too long ago, and really as I was preparing for this challenge. And here is a quote that she shares about the 3 things that make up self-compassion. She says, "As I've defined it, self-compassion has 3 core components. First, it requires self-kindness and being gentle with ourselves rather than harshly critical and judgmental. Second, it requires recognition of our common humanity and connected with others in the experience of life rather than feeling isolated and alienated by our suffering. Third, it requires mindfulness. We hold our experience in balanced awareness rather than ignoring or exaggerating our pain." And I love how she puts this so simply for us to understand it. And we have been tapping into all 3 things during this challenge. We learned how to be gentle with ourselves, to get curious and compassionate instead of harshly critical. We've talked about our common humanity and feeling connected to others through this feeling of love. It's about starting internally and then feeling that love for all. And then we also have talked about having that awareness piece and how important that is. We're not ignoring our pain. We're not exaggerating it either. We're just sitting with it and being really mindful with it. So we are doing all of these things. We can comfort ourselves and recognize when things are hard too, and that things also get hard for others as well. And that is part of our common humanity. As we've talked about, we are wired for this human connection. And I mentioned Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but I didn't really go into it. And a lot of you might know this, but there's this triangle of our needs. At the bottom is physiological needs like air, food, water, sleep. Next is our safety, employment, resources, and health. But what comes next is love and belonging, friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. That comes right after making sure that we have money and a place to stay and our health. That is the next thing we need. Before esteem, like self-esteem, status, or respect, we need love and belonging. Before self-actualization, which is where like focusing on self-improvement. And I feel like what a lot of us do is we focus on self-improvement and we hustle. We want to become the best person we can be. But if we're trying to do that without having that love and belonging with ourselves and with others, that is what we need first. And the crazy thing is a lot of times when we focus on that self-love and that love for others, we actually do improve. Because again, it's like I talk about with the model, trying to change your results without changing your thoughts. There's this resistance, and it's the same with this. If we have the needs met, then the other ones come more easily. So as Kristen Neff shares in her book, Self-Compassion, our culture tells us to look at how we are unique, not the same. We like to feel special. We like to feel different. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we can love our differences and respect them, and we love diversity, but it's also important to see how we are all connected by the human experience as well. So when we have compassion for ourselves and compassion for others, we realize that we all have those same needs, that same hierarchy of needs that we need as humans.
The wife teacher mommy community is just so encouraging. I love how everyone tries to help each other out and encourage them and just help them do their best.
So I was introduced to Wife Teacher Mommy through Facebook. I'm so thankful I did, because it is literally a community of teachers that have a mindset just like me, that education is hard, school is hard, and kids are hard. And it's okay to struggle. It's okay to have your weak moments and try and figure those out while still being the best teacher you can be. I've done a couple of the coachings. The coachings are really great too. They're very much get me in tune with not only my school life, but also my personal life. And that's really a hard balance sometimes for us teachers, is to figure out home and school and still have enough time for everybody and enough energy. School takes it out of you, and it does not matter how long you've been teaching. It just does. I have told all of my teacher friends about it. From me to you, just finding it on Facebook and then just jumping in with both feet, do it. Wife Teacher Mommy is a great group of women, men, and just teachers, educators, real people. I've been saying it, finding your tribe. And I think I found my outer tribe for sure. And I can't say enough good things about Wife Teacher Mommy. You should join.
Now, I have this meditation I want to share with all of you. Now, while I'm not a Buddhist myself, I've learned so much from some of their traditions. And this actually, Kristen Neff, this episode is definitely a lot pulled from her book because it's just fantastic. You should definitely, if you liked this challenge, definitely check out Self-Compassion by Kristen Neff and some of the other books. I have that book list where you can check out all of them on Amazon. But she talks about the loving kindness meditation in her book. And I actually previously learned that from the Gabby Bernstein app. I love that app. I use it pretty regularly for my meditations. So both of these women have introduced me to the loving kindness meditation. And I want to share it with you as a way for us to envision the self-love starting from within and then connecting us with everybody else. So there are variations of it out there, but basically the way it goes is you have a set of statements and you state them first to yourself. Then it like branches out to maybe people closest to you, like your kids or your students, partner, spouse, teacher, a friend, a family member. And then it goes out to somebody who's been difficult in your lives. You could do that for a few different people and direct this energy to them, and then to all of humanity, and then to all conscious beings. So like even like animals and everything like that. What we start with is, may I be safe, may I be peaceful. And you can change up these statements to be whatever works for you. May I be safe, may I be peaceful, may I be healthy, I be kind to myself. May I accept myself as I am. And then next you do those same statements. You say, may you, and you picture the next person who you're saying it to. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be healthy. May you be kind to yourself. May you accept yourself as you are. Then directing it to all. May we be safe. May we be peaceful. May we be healthy. May we be kind to ourselves. May we accept ourselves as we are. And this beautiful meditation helps us to think, feel, and visualize that love starting from us and going out into the world. And I hope that you have felt that not just from this meditation I've explained that you can do on your own whenever you'd like, but through this entire challenge. And especially if you've been connecting on social media and discussing the challenge as well in our Facebook group through the challenge. When we come together with all we've learned here on the challenge, and it's not too late for that. If you haven't been doing that, go ahead and join the free Wife Teacher Mommies Unite Facebook group. We can all learn from each other. We can grow together. And for those of you who are also in Wife Teacher Mommy Club, which is our membership where we get to join together on calls each and every week or as often as it works for your schedule, it has been so beautiful and meaningful to see the relationships blossom, to actually get to know some of you on a first name basis and really get to know you and your struggles and see you grow and improve. It has been magical and beautiful and meaningful to me. It is a passion, not just like a job to me. It is a passion. I recently had a member share a picture to me of an in-person meetup that she had from someone she met from the club. And it's just so powerful because this club, Wife Teacher Mommy Club, and honestly, everything we do here at Wife Teacher Mommy, our Educate and Rejuvenate events, this podcast, these challenges, it's not just about me teaching you, but us coming together regularly and doing this work. Whether you are a member of the club or in our Unite group or on our email list or here on the podcast, you are all so incredible. And I just want to say I am so grateful for you for being here, doing this challenge, making this commitment to yourself. It makes what I do here on the podcast worth it, knowing that you are putting this into action and that it's making a difference in your life and therefore rippling to the kids that you teach, to your families, to your relationships. And I just love to think about how it ripples out, how, me finding a coach led me to do this and led me to it. And for you, it'll be the same. All the students, all the children, all the people who you touch in your life. It's just really incredible. And I'm just so glad that you've been here. Loving yourself deeper through this challenge has connected you to yourself and others. And I know that as a busy educator, even taking just about 10 minutes, and let's be honest, I'm at 9:48 right now as I'm doing this recording. Some of them have gone over. Plus doing your journal prompts, taking some additional time for that and really pondering on it. It's a sacrifice of your time. But I'm hoping you're seeing now that taking this time has been worth it. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how we can keep up this practice of self-love, even as this challenge is coming to a close. But for now, over the next 24 hours, I want you to observe yourself again. I want you to look for ways to put into action the things we've talked about throughout this challenge and how it has not only impacted your self-love, but also relationships with others. I want you to notice when negative self-talk or things like that come up too. That's okay. We don't expect perfection. We're going to continue to have those. Like I mentioned before, it's more about the way we come back. We come back from it, right? Then your second journal prompt is to reflect on the practice of self-love throughout this challenge and how it's impacted your other relationships, if it has, and if so, how. Those prompts should be in your email inbox if you've registered. If you haven't yet, be sure to go to wifeteachermommy.com/self-love-challenge so you can get all the prompts from this challenge sent to your email for free. You've got 1 day left of this challenge. Don't stop now. Make sure to do your observations of yourself over the next 24 hours, and I will see you tomorrow for our final day of the challenge, where we're going to make sure you're all set up to keep the love going even after the challenge is complete. Thank you for participating in our self-love challenge. For the complete challenge experience, make sure to go to wifeteachermommy.com/self-love-challenge to get the scorecard and a daily email with each of the journal prompts for free. And if you're enjoying this challenge, please consider sharing the love by sharing that same link, wifeteachermommy.com/self-love-challenge, with a teacher friend or a homeschool friend or all of the people you know who might be interested in this free resource. We have a mission to help as many educators as possible, whether they teach children in a classroom or in their living rooms, to not only survive as an educator, but to thrive in teaching and life. This challenge has been brought to you by Wife Teacher Mommy Club, my signature coaching program created especially for teachers and homeschool parents. Inside the club, you can join us for weekly live life coaching with me and fellow club coaches, VIP access to our summer and winter Educate and Rejuvenate conferences, a library of resources to save you time, and even a private podcast feed where you'll get to listen to every single coaching call we've ever done, all the Educate and Rejuvenate sessions, and so much more. If you love this challenge, why not spend just a few minutes checking it out and seeing if it's right for you? It may just be the ultimate gift of self-love that you could give yourself, because it'll help you take what you've learned in this challenge from the 2x level to the 10x level. So go to wifeteachermommy.com/club to learn more. I would love to see you there, but either way, I will keep seeing you right here on Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast. If you are listening to this right now, that means you listened all the way to the tail end of this episode, even after the outro. And if you want more where this podcast is coming from, I've got you. If you are hearing this message right now, that means you still have time to grab our limited time offer to join us in Wife Teacher Mommy Club for just $14 for your first month in a celebration of the release of our self-love challenge. For the month of February 2024, you can get your first month of the club for just $14 instead of the normal $37 for your first month. This is a great way to try out the club and see if it's right for you. all while getting lots more support during the self-love challenge. You'll be able to come to our coaching calls and ask your questions, get personalized support from me and fellow Wife Teacher Mommy Club coaches. And if you decide to join us on the annual plan, you're all in and you're going to join us for a year, you'll get an even bigger discount plus some exclusive February only swag, including a planner and a teacher tee. So go to wifeteachermommy.com/club to learn more about the club and see all that it has to offer. Going to check out the sales page is not a firm commitment, so just go check it out and see if it's for you. It just might be the ultimate gift of self-love that you could give yourself. I hope to see you on the next coaching call inside Wife Teacher Mommy Club.